Hello, well, I accidentally hung up on you, mate.
You absolute flog.
All right. Hello, dear patrons, and welcome back to another special episode. This week we've got something a little bit of fun for you. I have been working on my 100 favourite movies list. Not what I think are the 100 best movies, my personal 100 favourite movies. And I've been doing this as part of an upcoming guest spot on the Countdown podcast. Our dear friend Julio from the Contrarians was the first guest, so he got to do the 100 to 90 slot. I will be doing 20 to 11. But I decided to do the right thing and make my whole list anyway. And I thought
so he did 100 to 91, just to pedantically correct you.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. So I thought it would be, because I'm kind of working on my list and I'm finding it really tricky, but I thought that maybe if I told you what my list was, Tove, you might be able to, at certain points, talk some sense into me, tell me things are too high, too low.
I probably can't.
Maybe you'll be shocked where Sphere is.
Jesus.
All right.
Because if it's on the list, then yes.
But I was thinking that this could be a fun little patron series where I go through 10 at a time and you kind of let me know, like, what's what.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a great way to make the show about you.
Well, my original suggestion was that you make your 100 as well, and then we share our 10 at a time. But you haven't done that yet, mate.
No, well, I checked in with Sam from Movie Reviews and 20 Qs, who's also doing it, who said, stay away from it. It is just a painful experience.
That's the thing. It really is.
You tear your hair out. Don't do it.
I'm finding it a nightmare, because the first thing was even just getting a list of 100 together was actually surprisingly harder than I thought it would be. Like, you would think that you could easily think of 100 films that you love and adore, right?
Yeah.
Even just doing that is hard enough, but then trying to order them in anything that makes sense at all is like impossible. So I say that I'll be doing my 100 to 91. I don't think I will really, because basically I've ordered my first 40, I think, pretty well. And from that point, it's just kind of a jumble of movies. So that's why I really need your help here, mate.
I actually did put together a kind of initial prelim, just as an exercise when I was not working at work. I put together a kind of preliminary, it was about 120 films.
Yeah.
That were split into categories of certainties.
Yeah, okay.
Elite certainties. Probablys and maybes.
Maybe that would be a better way to do it, because I've just been dumping everything in a 100 list. I actually have 101 at the moment, and it has just been so hard to deal with. Every time I try order something, it's like looking at this list that is so long is really hard to try and to go, okay, well, this is better than that. It's tricky.
Well, the good news for me, if I was to actually do this, is that my elite certainties list was 11 films. So the top 10 almost did itself.
Yeah, well, so I'm the same. Like, my first 20 was always a lock. My top 20 is set in stone, and that's good. That was easy. Then, 20 to 40 was pretty okay. I struggled with it a bit, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, like I said, beyond that point, at the moment, it's just a jumble. So
yeah.
This is where I really do need you to give me some notes here. All right. So, like I said, I've got 101. So, and again, that doesn't mean that what I have as 101 is getting kicked off. It's just that I added it after other movies. But I still need to order these. So, all right, 101. And I feel like you're already going to mock me, but I feel like this is definitely going to make the list. There's Something About Mary.
Okay, yeah. So, not a good film.
It's a fantastic film. When was the last time you saw it?
The one time I saw it, like fucking 20 years ago.
Okay, I've watched this movie at least once a year since it came out 20 years ago. And let me tell you, it is the only Ben Stiller film that I could genuinely say that I love. It's probably about one of the only ones I could say I like. But it is fantastic. He's great in this film. Cameron Diaz is incredible in this film. Matt Dillon is one of the funniest character actors ever. This film is so good. It is still hysterical to this day.
Nope.
Are you telling me that you don't physically get tears in your eyes thinking about the Frank and Beans scene?
I remember it being a very disturbing moment when I saw it.
Yeah. It is visceral.
And that's like, I'm just assuming what a Frankenbean is, because I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah, I think that's pretty certainly going to make my list, all right? Then at 100, and this will end up higher, Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
So you finally watched this fairly recently, yeah?
True. This year.
Okay. What did you rate it again?
I think I gave it a 9.
Yeah. So this would be a probably to make your list as well.
I think it was a maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I think for me, this will probably end up around the 80s. I really love this film, but again, this film isn't what I think is the best films. It's what I think is favourites. And this isn't one that I've had the urge to rewatch as much as some other films on the list. So I think it will end up a little lower, but you think it's justified making the list?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
You're not copping grief from me for putting Do the Right Thing in there.
Okay. 99. I don't think you've seen this film, and I'd love to remedy that at some point. Have I ever told you about a 2005 French psychological thriller called La Moustache?
Called The Moustache?
Yes.
Yes.
I love this movie. I love it so much. It's great. Now I really, really want you to watch it.
Sounds pretty stupid.
It's not stupid. It's there. All right. 98. Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
Yeah, what a romp.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that I mean, that will probably end up higher, right?
Actually, to be honest, I'd have been shocked if that wasn't in your top 50.
It probably will end up in the top 50. It probably will.
A film
actually.
that you have described as your Indiana Jones.
Yes. And still holds up to this day. I rewatched all 3 of them earlier this year, and the first one is still so much fun.
Almost as good as the second one.
So much better than the second one, mate.
I love The Mummy Returns.
I don't know how you do, because it's really
love
bad.
it. Mummy Returns is the hill I will die on.
All right, 97 is the movie on my list that I was most shocked to discover that you had not seen, and it's Misery.
Yeah, true.
So how have you not gotten to Misery?
Look, it wasn't intentional. Just hasn't happened.
So Kathy Bates won the Oscar for this movie, and she's outstanding in it. James Caan is so good in this movie. It is really... And it's not a horror. If that's why you've stayed away from it, don't worry, because it's really more of a thriller.
No, I've never thought that it would be like... I never thought it would freak me out. I just haven't seen it.
Okay. I want you to come round one night and watch it with me. Because you've got some of my beer on the way anyway, so you'll have to bring that to me.
That's true.
So we should watch Misery. We should try to do that this week even.
Well, I'm kind of... Well, yeah, I suppose... I mean, I am on call for labour.
But what's more important, mate? You
raise a valid point.
Or watching Misery with me.
Yeah, no. When you put it like that.
That's another one that will probably end up higher. 96, Total Recall.
Man, I have not watched Total Recall in so long.
It is this, and this is why...
I assume you're talking about the remake masterpiece.
I am not. I'm talking about...
I haven't seen the remake. Have you?
No, I have not. No. But this is where we go back to this list being favourites instead of best, because I don't necessarily think Total Recall is a great movie, but I would have been... I reckon I was 10 years old when I saw it, and it was one of those...
It's all coming together.
Yes, and it
Free
was
boobs.
It was one of those movies that I saw at a friend's house. But I have these memories of watching this film at their house 3 times in one night. We loved the shit out of it. And it's one of those movies that even watching it today just puts a smile on my face, because I just instantly transport back to being like a 10-year-old kid watching Arnie just go fucking, so good.
You as a 10-year-old kid is how I imagine you watching every film.
It is the kind of joy that I try bring to most films that I watch. I've actually been a bit disappointed in myself, because this year I have consistently scored films lower than you.
You're a miserable bastard, is why.
I worry that maybe that is happening to me, because I do genuinely try to watch films with the fervour of a 10-year-old kid seeing 3 boobs for the first time. Thanks for listening to this preview of a Patreon-exclusive episode. To hear the rest, head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/wewatchedathing. Go watch a movie.